I want to talk with you about something I don't think most women realize is happening, even when they're paying attention to what's going on. Because this isn't about what you're doing so much as about who is doing it. And I know you're thinking, like, what do you mean who's doing it? I'm doing it. Hang in here with me and I'm going to explain because there's like two different versions of you. You can have a plan. You can know exactly what you want to focus on and think, okay, this is going to work. You can even follow through sometimes and still feel like something's not right. And I'm going to explain more. So hang in here with me again. It's not because you're failing, but it's about which version of you, because there are two different versions of you, which version of you is in charge. Think about how you show up in the morning. You get up and you're clear, right? You're capable, you're thinking ahead, you are thinking about the day and making decisions that reflect actually what you want to accomplish. I'm going to eat this healthy lunch today. I'm going to stick to this plan today. I'm going to keep things simple. And you're not doing anything extreme, right? You're aligned with the goals that you have. And it will probably help you to focus on this version of you if you think about the you on Monday morning after a weekend where you're like, okay, Monday, I'm starting, I'm doing this, right? Now, fast forward to later in the day. A million different things have happened. Your boss has acted like an idiot. You've had coworkers who, whatever, you get it, right? You're tired. You have dealt with these people all day long. Things did not go the way you wanted them to or you expected. And suddenly your thinking feels different than it did from the morning or from in the morning, right? And this is not a dramatic difference. It's just a little less certain. You're a little more flexible in your thinking and about your commitment to your goals. And the decisions you make in that version of you, the version of you who's tired, who's put up with the crap all day long, the decisions that you make from that version of you, they don't they don't match the decisions from the morning version of you. That is not a lack of discipline, and it's not about being inconsistent. What is happening is you've shifted in identity. And this is happening in one day, okay? It's like the version of you who made the plan the weekend before or in the morning kind of hands things off, makes a pass to a different version of you later. And that later version of you does not operate by the same standards. And this is where things start to matter a lot because this is not about just the decisions. It's not just about the food. It's not just about the exercise. It's about leadership and trust. If the version of you who's making decisions in the morning is not the one following through later, then your decisions will not hold. And it's not because they're bad decisions, it's just because the person making them isn't the one in charge when it counts. And you most likely don't do this anywhere else. You don't do it in your career. You don't go to work and then just hand things off to a version of you who like feels like being wishy-washy during the day. And it doesn't happen with your responsibilities. You don't decide based on your mood in the moment about how you're going to parent. There's a standard. You have a professional work ethic standard. You have a values and morals based, perhaps, parenting standard. there's a version of you who leads in those lives, and you're steadfast in leading from that version of you. But when it comes to your health, most women who have not decided in a steadfast way what version is going to make decisions. So when things get uncomfortable, when things get stressed, when things get tiring, when the day gets busy, the most comfortable version of you steps in and takes over the decisions. The version of you who wants relief, who just wants to take the edge off, right? The one who just wants to come in and pull her bra off and pour a glass of wine. The one who is just too freaking tired to think about it anymore. And honestly, like again, I want you to remember this is not dramatic and extreme. It doesn't feel like you are completely committed and then everything just goes to hell in a handbasket and you've given up totally. It's not like that. It looks very normal when it's happening. It looks like I'm just tired today. I want something easy for dinner. I don't feel like dealing with this right now. I'm going to be better tomorrow. I'm going to be more on track tomorrow. And in the moment, that version of you is super convincing. She is like convincing to the point where she persuades you and makes you feel like you deserve, after the day you've had, not to have to deal with this. And that's part of the problem. She is super convincing. But here's the real issue. It's not the food. It's not, oh, the like one-off kind of action that you're taking. It is about the fact that you haven't decided which version of you is actually in charge of your life when those moments hit as it relates to your health, your goals, and how you want to live your life and how you want to feel in your body. So you keep defaulting to whichever version of you is strongest in the moment. That's who takes over. And that's why you can know what to do. You can have a plan and still not follow through with it. It's not about being confused. It's not about a lack of information. A lot of times it's it's not it's not about having the perfect diet that you can quote unquote stick to. It's that your leadership, your self-leadership changes throughout the day. So this is not just about you asking yourself, what should I eat? Or how do I stay on track? How do I stay consistent? When women come to me and they become my clients, a lot of what we work on revolves around asking different kinds of questions, much harder questions than what am I going to eat for lunch today? Or how do I make a breakfast that has enough protein in it? These harder questions ask something different of you. They ask questions like, which version of me is making this decision right now? Because that question is going to tell you a whole lot more than what should I eat for lunch? And I want you to remember that the goal is not about being perfect. Hell, I tell my clients all the time, I'm more worried about the client who thinks she has to be perfect 100% of the time than I am about the client who adheres to her plan about 80% of the time and has lots of questions and maybe, has a lake day on Saturday afternoon as it's getting warmer or a pool day and she tells me that she drank vodka tonics with her girlfriends. It's not about being perfect. Your goal is to become someone whose decisions don't get overridden by a different version of herself a few hours later because she had a stressful day. Because until that changes, it's not going to matter how good your plan is. It's not going to matter if you have the right workout program. None of that's going to matter because when that's at issue, it's not about you having a better strategy. It's not about you trying harder or putting more effort into it. It's about you deciding which version of you actually gets to lead you when things matter. And then start noticing. Here's like a tip for you today. Start noticing how often of you that version steps aside and lets the other version take over. Because I bet what you'll notice is that's happening more often when it comes to your health and yourself than anywhere else in your life. Anywhere else in your life. And why are you letting that happen? So, I hope this was helpful. This was more of an episode around this issue of identity than it was about what actions you take. Because truly, when I work with women, the identity pieces, the mindset, the psychological pieces, the emotional pieces, those matter as much or actually more than the physical pieces of how to move and what to eat. Thanks so much for being here with me. Send me any questions you have. Let me know if this hit home for you, and if it did, how. I'd love to hear from you. Yeah, so thanks for being here with me, and I'll see you right back here next time.